Hi, Pär.
Hi, Indy.
You remember when we first met?
I do.
And when was that?
It was in Berlin a few years ago.
Yeah, and it was when I was writing and hosting the channel The Great War that was about the First World War.
Yeah, and you invited me to come over because we had a couple of songs about the Great War.
Now, why am I talking about this right now?
I guess you're leading this into that we kept going on the path of the Great War.
That's true. You did not abandon writing songs about the First World War.
Well, we obviously did a whole album about it.
And what is that album called?
The Great War. We just announced it, and we will release it in the summer, July 19.
And the whole world's going to come to a standstill that day. People are going to skip school, even though it's summer. And bankers aren't going to go to work, because you have a lot of fans among the bankers. But we're here today to talk a little bit about the album in general, right? When did the nebulous idea for the next album to be The Great War, when did you come up with the idea? And when did you start writing the songs? And who wrote them?
Songs are being written constantly. I mean, there's always the ongoing songwriting process. But as we get close to recording, we finalize and we do the hardcore songwriting.
Right.
And the songwriting is happening between several band members. We cooperate, but it's actually our singer who pulls everything together.
Joakim.
And Joakim is involved in every song. I think that we locked down the idea about doing Great War sometime during the summer last year.
Yeah, because when we were starting to talk about the Sabaton history, we were already talking.
The funny thing is, again, like in the last album, we were having another topic in mind.
Yeah.
At first, but then we changed it and maybe we should do the Great War. Yeah. So basically, when we entered the studio in November last year, then obviously it was 100 years since the Great War ended. There was a lot of material floating around everywhere in the air because of this specific anniversary. So we thought, okay, we just grab these things that's floating in the air and we pull them together and make an album about it.
Well, you know, Pär, for me, personally, it's really cool that you're doing the album The Great War. And I don't mean just because I hosted a YouTube channel called The Great War. Sure, that was several years of my life, but there was an overall point to that. Because the First World War is often overshadowed by the Second and often overlooked today. But that really, in a lot of ways more than the Second World War, that is where today's world was created. That really ended the Age of Empires. You lost the Ottoman Empire, the Russian Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the German Empire. How much of the world was controlled under authoritarian empires? And that ended, right? You have all these fantastic modern inventions, especially in medicine. Medicine advanced further in those 4 years, 1914 to 1918, than it has before or since in any 4-year period in history. Mobile x-rays, you had cell cotton, which, I mean, soy sausages came out of World War I. That's not a joke. That's actually true. Konrad Adenauer invented soy sausages. Where would we be without soy sausages? Okay, that was a joke. Now, I don't know what you're writing the songs about. I really don't. But think of the battles of Verdun, Passchendaele. Well, you've already covered Passchendaele and The Price of a Mile. Maybe you'll cover it again. Maybe not. Can you tell us how many songs there are or what some of the subject matter might be?
For now, it's a surprise.
For now, it's a surprise. But there are between 2 and 20 songs. Can I say that?
Yeah, you
okay,
can
between
say
2 and 20 songs, and they cover things from the Great War, I think. People, they know a lot about the war without knowing they do. Like, think of the heroes of the war, the Red Baron, people like that. Everybody's heard of the Red Baron. So for me, I personally find it really awesome that you guys are actually doing a whole album, you know? Well, what does it mean to you?
The Great War for us was a perfect topic that we could actually, absolutely adapt onto Sabaton. It worked. We have seen it in the past with different songs from Last Dying Breath, Price of a Mile, Cliffs of Gallipoli, Lost Battalion, and also Angels Calling that we have done in the past. And as you said, it's less known to a lot of people because World War II takes all the space.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, this might be some things here that the people don't really know about that we might bring to people's attention.
some of the major battles of the war. Verdun, the Somme, the Brusilov offensive. These are some of the Brusilov offensive, which I guarantee that 99.9% of the people out there watching have never heard of. The Brusilov offensive is still the deadliest battle in history, more than Stalingrad, more than the battle for Berlin, and it's from the First World War, and nobody's heard of it. And you have to bring people's attention to that we were capable of this murderousness in order to avoid going back to that murderousness. And that's really cool that you think that is your job and not just being a musician or just being a rock star.
Well, yeah, true. First of all, we are metal guys, but we also like to tell stories about something from the real world.
Yeah.
Something that isn't from science fiction or fantasies.
And it's great with it. It's great with a concept album. You know, I mean, you do have like things like Heroes. It is a concept if you think about it and stuff. And this, of course, I like that.
For me, it feels like the album is more complete when it has the full story, that every song there has a purpose.
Now, musically, is there, I mean, obviously the songs are different songs, but is there any surprises or anything that's really different about this album from The Last Dance?
Yeah, I think on every album we have some surprises.
Yeah.
But we are not a surprising band. We are a very loyal band to our fan base.
It's not going to be 90s R&B.
No, it's not going to be 90s R&B, sorry.
Done Sabaton style, though.
No, it will be a heavy metal album from Sabaton about the Great War.
In minor keys. Oh, you can't say, or can you say? Because we did say in the Blood of Bannockburn episode of Sabaton History, Joakim said that song then was the only Sabaton song in a major key. And I have no idea if that's true or not true for this new album, because I haven't heard the new album.
No.
There's so many little things that I'm going to have to listen for. I go, is this a minor key? Damn.
Yeah, you can keep listening after that, and you can also keep correcting our lyrics.
Hey, I like when people take liberties with lyrics and stuff to make it work for. It's an art form. Poets throughout history, the greatest English language poets misuse English words all the time to make a point. There's ways you misuse it that are correct. So why shouldn't somebody else?
And it's not really the meaning of Sabaton to make everything, every little detail historically perfect, because we want to tell the bits and pieces,
right?
And to ignite the ideas of people, and then if they really want to figure out the full story, then they can go and search for it. They can come to our Sabaton History channel.
Now, what studio or studios did you record this in? Where was this, in Sweden or somewhere else?
Over the years, we've done a couple of songs with Jonas Kjellgren in the Black Lounge Studios.
Okay.
And fans really love the sound of that.
Yeah.
So we decided, okay, let's try to do an entire album with Jonas for once. And now we recorded the whole album with Jonas.
And you'll be touring to support this.
Yeah.
Do you know when that's gonna kick off? And have you nailed the dates down?
Yeah, the dates are nailed for the tourings, and they're gonna be revealed very soon as well.
Okay. So how then does the Sabaton History Channel connect with the Great War?
This is an interesting year. I mean, it's 20 years anniversary for Sabaton, and here comes first the Sabaton History Channel and then a new Sabaton album. And in order to make this a little bit special and to show the cooperation between the two, we made also a special version of the new album of Sabaton that is sort of only available to the patrons of the Sabaton History Channel.
So you can go to the Patreon page, there's a link in the description, and you can sign up to get the special edition of the album, which will come out later this summer when the album comes out.
Yeah.
But you can sign up so that you'll be able to get it already now. You won't get the album now, but you can sign up now. Just want to be clear that everybody understands.
So nobody misunderstands.
So where's my album? Where's my special album?
Well, they will get it on July 19th, which is the release date of the new album.
The Great War by Sabaton.